They can enter whenever they want and exit whenever they want. Their entry or exit does not cause the market to crash or explode. Now we come to the process of trading. Now we will discuss all these processes in brief because our focus is on spot and we will only trade spot effects. We will focus on spot effects. We will definitely discuss the others. The purpose of discussing them is to understand what they are. So, first of all, let's go forward. We have currency, futures, and options. Currency futures mean that I promise a contract that I will buy or sell currency at a specified price on a future date that I have bought it. The price that will be there, whether it is in profit or loss a week from today, I will accept the profit and loss. I also purchased it and it expired at the time of expiry. There is a feature in this. There is an advantage and a disadvantage too. You could say, in my opinion, it is a disadvantage. Its defect is that for future trading, a centralized exchange is needed, and we currently have the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Through this exchange, all contracts are processed, so the point of democracy ends. Then the issue of dictatorship comes in. There is market transparency in this, but there is no liquidity. So when there is no liquidity, what is the point of doing it? Then what are currency options?
One is futures, one is future options.
What are options? I did exactly the same thing that I am doing in the future, that I will close on a specific date, but I have the option of accepting the profit and loss time or not. But I will have to pay a fee on the date. For example, I took 20 fees. Now I will have to pay the difference of 20 pips regardless of whether the price closes at a 50 pips profit. It is 50 plus or minus with this. So if my loss is more, I can just pay the fee and stay safe. If my profit is more, then I am free. I can take the profit or take advantage of future options. But our focus is on the current market availability we have. All of it is the support effect. So now we have ETFs, electronic credit funds. What do? Just index. They collect multiple currencies in one place. Now, some currencies have a relationship with each other. For example, we have the yen and the pound. And now it might be that the yen will not rise for personal reasons, but the British pound might rise. So if we have added them both together, right now the yen is not rising. The pound is rising. I can only make money then. So I can only make money then. So this is also a way to trade Forex. But we neither have access to it nor do we do it. So let's come on to the market, which we basically do. That is spot FX. Now, identifying the nature of spot FX is an off-exchange market. As we discussed, it is like a democracy where currency is bought and sold. This operates 24 hours, but to trade it, a broker is needed, and this broker settles our trade after we place it. 2 days later, it goes to the spot FX, which is an OTC market. Do not ever compare it with the fake OTC market of binary trading. Now, it's off topic, but it's necessary to mention that the binary trading market is not a central exchange. It is not a democracy. Any broker giving you access to binary trading generates their own prices, sets prices as they wish. So what happens with that? If 80% of traders on his platform are buying, it will take the price down. If 80% of traders are selling, it will take the price up. This is just like a casino giving you access. They can give you profit at their discretion and also cause you loss. Because of this, you will find a lot of misleading information on social media about binary trading, because that market is manipulated and accounts are given to them for marketing. And another thing that we haven't discussed yet, we were discussing that too, that is, what is an A-book broker? Now, what is a B-book broker? Now, an A-book broker is one that takes your trades to the market. One is the fraud of binary trading. Now, the second issue we have is a book and B-book brokers. Now, in Forex, the brokers, we have used an A-book and B-book hybrid formula. They have created it. Now, what is the hybrid formula? They have access to both A book and B book. but they identify each trader's trading style to determine which trader is profitable for them. Because who is your counterparty? The broker when you are buying an asset, selling it. The broker when you are selling an asset, currency, buying it. The broker, so they are your counterparty. If you are making money, they are using that money. If you are using money, they are making money. So when they identify trades that are not sensible, which by God willing, none of our traders will be involved in after this course. But what do the traders who are not wise do? They put them on the opposite end, put them on the B book, and the few smart brokers send their trades directly to the market. So, what does an A book broker do? An A book broker executes your trades to the market. Now, they do not get the profit or loss from it. He goes to the market, he only gets a commission in between. But because a lot of people note the 99% of people trading lose money, 95% of people who trade lose money. So because of this, what they do is that most brokers are all B book. Even after getting an A book license, they still keep your trades in B book. Retail traders trade contracts, not actual currency, which is why we have lot sizes. For example, when we trade one lot size of the euro, we are basically trading the contract of that lot, not actual currencies. They are also through the broker, and the broker is our counterparty that presents our price to the client, to the trader, as we have discussed. Then there is a method of forex trading. Forex spot betting bets on currency price movement, which has no relation to us. So all this execution is done. This is done through Forex CFD, a contract for difference. You have to pay on any price difference that occurs. Then we have leverage in it. What is leverage? If, for example, I have $1,000 in my account, now I have leveraged the broker. That broker on my behalf those $1,000. By keeping the security of the profit and loss on my side, it gives us access to trade with a larger amount. If our leverage, for example, is 1 to 100, what will it do for us? It will give us access to trade $100,000 on $1,000. 100 times the amount, let it be in the account. So what will happen in that? So whatever profit comes from that large amount or whatever loss comes from that large amount, we will be responsible for all of it, and it will be deducted from our $1,000. And when our loss exceeds $1,000, a margin call will come to our account, and we will incur a loss. So leverage is a double-edged sword. It is a two-sided sword. It will also benefit you. It will also cause you harm. That's why we should manage it properly.